Hey everybody, and welcome. Happy Friday. It is Friday, August 2nd today. Thank you for joining me for day 12 of our Success Tips blog, going from being unemployed, overweight, and broke to a place of financial stability, gainful employment or income, and being in shape. If you've been following, this is day 12 of a 55-day phase 1 of a 3-phase journey to December 22nd of 2013 for me personally, and as I go along trying to I guess better my life, lose some weight, get in shape, be happier, and find gainful employment or revenue streams of income that I can get to. I want to share with you, I guess, the tips that I'm doing and the things that I'm learning as I go along, and hopefully if you're in the same situation I'm in, it'll benefit you as well. What I want to talk about today is I want to talk about goals in a real world. And I know that oftentimes when you hear, oh great, goals, you think another one of those workshops, another one of those tips, another one of those video blogs, and on and on and on, right? If you Google goals or if you go on YouTube and search for goals, you'll find that there's just a vast array of goal setting, and they all tend to be typically the same, but some are more intense, some are a little less. I want to make this real simple. I want to keep this to a point that I think is useful but realistic. In the past, I'd go through like these 2-day, I'd call them goal benders, right? For like 2 days, I would just sit down and think about everything that I wanted to accomplish in the next year, and I'd get done. I'd have about half a legal pad full of things that I wanted to do, and I'd break it down and finalize it down to maybe 25 to 40 goals that I thought I wanted to accomplish next year. Well, it's not reasonable. And what happens if we don't succeed and we can't accomplish our goals? We tend to just back off. We give up. We're like, why even try? I never attained my goals anyways. And I did that for a while. I gave up. I just said that enough's enough. And then I read some books that made it real simple, and some things that I learned through workshops and different things that I said, you know what, this is a lot easier than we're making it out to be. And so today I want to share with you the real easy version of what I do for goal setting, and hopefully it'll be real useful for you. The first thing that I do is to just, and it's real simple, figure out what you want, right? What do you want? I mean, and you've heard the saying who, what, when, how, where, or how, whatever it goes. Well, I'm going to talk about goals based on that. And the first thing is what? What exactly do you want? You got to figure that out. The clearer you can be, the better it is. And you've heard this before. And try not to set it in negative terms. Don't say I want to lose 50 pounds like I do. Say I want to weigh 190 pounds by December 22nd, 2013. And then again, that plays into the second thing, which is when. You have to determine when you want to reach your goal and put a date down. Be realistic too. If you put a date down that's unachievable, if I were to say I want to lose 50 pounds in 30 days, obviously that's not going to happen. Even 50 pounds in 5 months is a stretch. I know dietitians wouldn't necessarily recommend that, or fitness trainers, but that's my goal. That's what I want to do. After you establish what you want, when you want it, you have to determine how. And what how means is what exactly are you going to need to do to reach the goal, and in addition to that, what obstacles are going to come up. That falls into the how category. So not just the obstacles and things like that, but also how are you going to do it? How are you going to accomplish it? Do you need to buy a treadmill? Do you need to go to the gym, a gym membership? What do you need to do? Do you need to create an exercise log if you're going to lose weight? But you got to figure out the how and what the obstacles are going to be as you get into it. And then the fourth thing is the who. And the who is the people, the things, the resources, the books, the DVDs, the YouTube videos. It's all the things that you're going to need, all the resources and people that are going to be able to help you get to where you want to be. And that's the who. And you have to determine that. Who's going to support you? We talk about accountability through this video blog, and on day 1 I had said that that's extremely important to have somebody that holds you accountable. You're going to have to determine who's going to hold me accountable to this goal, that I say I want to set for myself so that I do it. Why is the last thing. Number 5 is why. And the reason that, rarely do you hear this. You don't hear many whys when you go in a goal setting workshop. People don't say, well, you have to ask yourself why, because they're worried that you're going to talk yourself out of a goal. You'll hear people say, don't worry about the why, just get it in place, start doing it, figure out what you want, and the why will figure itself out. I don't agree with that. I think you need to know why you're doing that goal, why you want to obtain that goal, in order to find inspiration, in order to find a reason, and in order to have something to hold you on track to keep you on that goal path of reaching that goal. And for example, this video blog series, I know it's day 12. I'm not sure if it's been helpful for anybody out there that's watching it, but if it is, great. I mean, I obviously want to help you, but for me, it was the why. Doing this, the why was to hold myself accountable, and also to teach myself these things that I've learned that obviously I've forgotten, or I wouldn't have found myself in this situation that I'm in right now. So that was my why of doing these daily video blogs. It was to help myself and also to help anybody else out there. And knowing that has helped me be accountable and has helped me be, committed to doing this process. So you got to ask yourself why. So again, the 5 things are what you want, when you want it, how you're going to get it, what things do you need to do, and what obstacles are you going to encounter. The after how is who's going to help you, and what are your resources that you need to use, and then the last thing is the why. Why are you going to do it, and what motivates you and is going to motivate you. I didn't recommend any books this week, so I want to recommend real quick this book, Reinvention by Brian Tracy. I'm a huge Brian Tracy fan. I listened to his cassette tapes when I was 13 years old years ago, and I was blessed to have the opportunity to introduce Brian for a couple workshops and seminars that he did for the company I work for a couple years ago, and a good opportunity to sit down and talk with Brian. And he's very passionate about what he does, and very true and honest about really wanting to help people. And this book, Reinvention, especially if you're in this situation that I'm in right now, that we're finding ourselves in, I think this is a really good read for you right now. I read it in the past. I'm rereading it again right now, but it does talk about goal setting in there in a little more in depth, but in a real practical manner that I found very useful. So I hope this information helps you, this recommendation of the book, and a little refresher on goals in a real world, realistic goal setting. And tomorrow we'll be back on day 13 to talk about some more tips and advice. And I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll catch up soon.